I've now done enough research, enough looking at videos, watching speeches, to kind of get a really good grasp of the variety of men involved in the MGTOW movement, also the incels, and I jumped to a few conclusions in my first video on incels, but I kind of stick by my guns in that some of these guys are dangerous and that young women should be aware of that. The point of my video is many people have commented on things that I've said in my other videos. Well, all women have a certain nature. They're manipulative. All women just want to monkey up, or I forget how they say it, but to drop the husband they have and move on to another husband who has more money, is richer, or whatever. All women are not worth getting to know. All women will sell you out in a heartbeat. And I've said it in my other videos, and I'm going to say it in this one. I am the exception to your rules. I'm not saying I'm an exception in the whole marketplace of women, because I've met a lot of women, and there are different personalities, just like there are different personalities for men. I think what's happened in the MGTOW is a bunch of guys with the same opinion are now all kind of banding together and living a philosophy. But I'm an exception to their rule. The statement that all women are just looking to move on to another man to improve themselves didn't do that. I have no interest whatsoever in divorcing my husband. And I have had many opportunities should I have wanted to, including the 20 years that we did the military life together. So many people, well, 50% of the marriages ended of the people who were married when they entered the Army. And there were many women whose husbands would go on deployments, and while he was gone, she would cheat on him. Also, gentlemen, there were many, many men who went on deployments, and while they were gone, would cheat on their wives. I could tell you a pretty funny story, and maybe I will in another video, about a young man who decided that he was going to kick out his wife and 2 children and bring a stripper home instead. But that's a different story. Yeah, never cheated on my husband one time. Didn't even think about it. It's just such a big, why would one bother to do something like that when you've got a whole lifetime together? Weight and, scales and balances, the lifetime together far outweighs the cheating with one person, the you're not rolling the tube of toothpaste, the fight over, what restaurant we decide to go eat dinner at. The lifetime together always trumps everything else, at least in my book. That's one exception. Another exception, I'm not all about the money, okay? If you guys are going to start giving me garbage about that, look where we live. We bought this land when I was 28 years old, and it was $258 an acre. That's not richness. My husband is a retired major. If anybody knows anything about the military, that's not the top of your pay scale when you're an officer. He's not all about the money either. And if he was, he would have done the things that were required of him to get more rank before he retired. So we're not about the money. Look at what I'm wearing. You know how much these things cost? You know where you buy these? TSC. You don't go to Nordstrom's to get this guy. Money can't buy you love, and the love of money is the root of all evil. That's in the Bible. I keep directing you guys to Bible, and I'm directing feminists at the same time, because the Bible in its pure form, not polluted by religion and religious beliefs, covers everything you need to do in life. It covers all aspects. How to treat your parents, how to treat your children, how to treat your friends, how to do business. how to live in a community. All of that is covered in there. But I digress. So I am the exception. I am the exception to the rule that everyone's going to cheat on their husband. I'm the exception to the rule that all women are about money. I'm the exception to the rule that I want to live in riches and splendor. I'm the exception to the rule that I don't want to raise my own children, because I raised my own children and I have devoted 37 years of my life to public service, thereby helping other people raise their children. So I'm the exception. When you say all women are like that, you either need to specify, like all the modern women that I have personally met, because it's not nice to talk about people you haven't met. And yes, guilty, okay, guilty. But at least I try to get to know. Okay, also with feminism, because some of you guys said, oh yeah, she was raised by a feminist single mom, blah, blah, blah. My mother was not a feminist in the typical sense. I told you that. She was not protesting. She was not trying to be an activist. She was simply a single mom working in an organization, and she had to be looking out for herself because she had to support herself and 3 children. She certainly was not one of the kind of feminists from the 60s and 70s who were getting out there and protesting and voting for Roe versus Wade or anything like that. She was a widowed woman raising children. That's the kind of single mom. That's the kind of feminist she was. She was looking for better pay and better opportunity than she was offered initially. And she got it through working for this organization and doing a great job. They created a position just for her. So that's the kind of feminism I'm for. And it's not the feminism in the dictionary definition that talks about a man and a woman being equal. I've already said that in another video. Men and women are not equal. They aren't born as equal kinds of things, or else we would look exactly like each other and be given all the same kind of attributes, and we're not. Woman is born with all the accoutrement to raise children. And I'm the kind of feminist, and I'm not a feminist. I'm just using that because that's a word you all use all the time. I'm the kind of woman who thinks women should just be all they can be, regardless of what men are doing, regardless of what other women are doing, regardless of what some other culture says she needs to be. She needs to be the best woman she can be. And I'll give you an example. I know at least a couple of women who are very artistic. They use their art to decorate their home. They use their art in their everyday life. I think that's living fully. That's what everyone should be doing, not just women, not just men. All people should be living fully, not by, you know, some celebrity standards, not by your standards that your parents set. They brought you up, but once you reached adulthood, your life is your own. Live up to your potential. I'm pretty good with animals. I'm pretty good with small children. I have figured that out over time, and I am still doing things, not so much the children because my children are grown, but animals, yes. I'm still doing things with animals. I still have goats, and I still milk those goats. I take care of all the vet needs for all the animals here on the property. I give them their shots, and I bind up broken limbs if they break, and, you know, things like that. If you're really good at math and you're a woman, then do something with your very good math skills, woman. You know, teach your children to be very good at math. And if you can do some sort of sidelining kind of thing, like Proverbs 31 woman does, where you can contract work that allows you to use those math skills and bring some income into your home, do it. Because Proverbs 31 woman is the model that women should be using when they decide they want to become something. Proverbs 31 woman is fully capable of handling her household, which she has been given all the skills to do, plus she utilizes extra. She doesn't just sit in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant. She goes out and she buys land and she sells it for a profit, and she buys coats that will make sure that her family is warm in the winter, so she's prepared for things. She takes care of everyone under her purview. This is what we are given as gifts. I did that video on that woman who was an ultra marathoner, ultra whatever international athlete. She had a propensity to be really good at running for long periods of time and doing millions of sit-ups. And she was using those things. She was, you know, entering races here and there and everywhere, and she got married and she had a child. So for men, be that man that you can be, whether someone is paying any attention to you or not. If you're really in love with chopping down trees, be a lumberjack. You know what I'm saying? If you're really good at making pizzas, make great pizzas. Don't be limited by what you think other people expect or what other people are trying to put on you. And it's the same for women. Be the full woman that you want to be, can be, without having to go protest with your genitalia on your head, without having to hate someone else to be fully the woman you are. You don't have to hate anybody else. And don't try to change your appearance. Don't be like making your hair like a man's and your clothes like a man's. Just because you're a woman and you want to do things like, you know, go to the range, you can wear a pair of trousers and a shirt. I personally think you should dress modestly, but that's my belief. I don't have to project my belief onto you. My point is, stop trying to make yourself into something somebody else wants or whatever. Be the person you were born to be. Does that make sense? And utilize your own skills and gifts that the good Lord gave you. Make the most of your life, because you only get one life. There's no redos. So really live it to the fullest. Go climb, you know, Mount Everest if that's always been your dream, or build you a boat from logs and sail across the Pacific, you know. Just do it. Don't be limited by what other people think. And don't be you. Be you. All right. Yes, and I am the exception, okay? I'm not your typical feminist. I'm not your typical, I need to divorce my husband person. Been married 33 years, never bounced a check, paid all the bills, kept my house, raised my kids, loved my husband. And we are out here. All right, bless you.